Hi everybody, I am Husky Light. Thank you for stopping by. Right, Q&A for April. It's going to be a short and sweet one actually. I don't think there's an awful lot of questions this month. And one of the particular questions, I think I might just sort of do a completely separate video on it because it's about intuition, but I will go into it a little bit. And I've lost all my comments. Where's my comments gone? Where are we going? Right, Heather Shoop, love you. I love you back, Heather Shoop. Thank you very, very much. And I'm just going to do a quick shout out to everybody. Sliders, the video that I made about electrical phenomenon. I can't say that word. The one where I said I lit up the fairy lights and everything. For those of you who have not seen it, go and have a look. It's really interesting. But I can set off lamps and bulbs and blow bulbs in the car and all sorts of things, depending on what sort of energy I'm giving off and how excited I am at the time, whether in a good or a bad way. So somebody's left a comment on their overkill. Xenomorph overkill. This has happened to me regularly. However, I very rarely drain energy from the light at school. I give energy to them, which is really good. And this has happened so many times, it can't just be luck. No, it's not luck, it's not coincidence. You are actually making that happen. And all their friends think it's absolutely awesome that you can do it. So that's excellent. I'm not the only one by a long shot in the world that can do this. There's a lot of you out there, and it's nice because as you sort of go through your awakening and everything, you realize what you're developing, what your psychic abilities are, what certain powers you've got to do with your sixth sense and your third eye and everything, and what that brings to you. And you just learn as you go along. It's really good. You sort of start playing with energies and thinking, I wonder if I stare at that enough I could move it, and that's happened as well. So Michelle Delilo, thank you. The reading was directly for me. I was directed here, and upon listening to it, I am utterly amazed at the absolute reality of all that you said. Word for word, this is all in capital letters, by the way. Word for word, this is happening. I am feeling empowered, and you have reaffirmed all that I have been going through and will go through. I think I may contact you for a personal reading. Thank you. Michelle, I look forward to doing a personal reading for you. Absolutely no problem. That was for Gemini for April. David Beretsky, I am sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. New subscriber, thank you very much for the messages. They really resonate with me and have some hard energies that I'm dealing with. There's a lot of them at the moment. There's a lot of hard energies, these retrogrades and full moons. Mercury coming up, and we're now in the shadow of Mercury retrograde as well. So things are going to start. But again, things turn up from your past. You might find lost things coming up for you, or people from your past coming up for you. So it's not all bad. None of it's all bad. Always try and look on the brighter side of things. Now, Mr. Freakface. I love that name, Mr. Freakface. This is quite a hard one to answer, but I will try and answer. He has seen my 1111 angel messages, and he has said, what makes me skeptical about these numbers is that the Illuminati often use 1133, 33, 911 in their subliminal messages through the media and through entertainment. Are there other entities at it as well? Yes, there are. Our guides and angels are at it as well. When I went, in fact, all the way through my awakening, I have gone through periods where there has been a bit of fear and doubt, and I've been seeing numbers and seeing things and understanding things, and and I've come to this and I thought, oh my God, I'm Illuminati. I'm one of them. I'm one of the dark side. Until you realise, and it does get very confusing, because basically what we're seeing when we're awake, we have their knowledge, the Illuminati knowledge, but the Illuminati use it for bad deeds, for bad things, for dark things, to bring in the Antichrist, to bring in whatever the hell they're trying to do, which won't happen because there's too many of us waking up now. But they use it to perform a very dark magic, and we know this, and we can see this, and we pick up on the numbers. Now the numbers are pretty much a wake-up call to be aware of what's going on around you, to be able to see what's going on. And yeah, we use it for the light side. So although it's almost the same, the dark side and the light side, Lucifer, the dark side, whatever, are using their subliminal messages and those same numbers, the same sort of things, to send messages to each other, to communicate with each other throughout the world, to let each other know what's going off and what red flags happening and this, that and the other. That's why you see it in media and in entertainment. They're actually sending messages to each other. The Olympic Games and the Oscars and all of that sort of thing, and they use, and in the newspapers, and they will use things like 33 people killed and this, that and the other, and flight 9/11, things like, they're using it for the dark side. They're using it to send messages to each other, because they think that only Masons, Freemasonic, Masons, Scottish Rites, Illuminati, Cabal, ISIS, only those sort of people, elite, top of the pyramid, only those sort of people understand what they're doing, and we're all too asleep and too stupid and too dumbed down to see what's going on in the world and to see their messages. But once we wake up, we can see them. A lot of the time we are woken up to be able to see them, to be able to be warned about what they're trying to do, which again, they're not going to succeed. They're not going to succeed. There's too many of us waking up now. They're a secret society, so they use all these little numbers and all these secret things, thinking we can't see them. Once we're all awake and we can all see it, it's not a secret anymore. In fact, it looks really stupid. When we can see it, we can just see straight through it. We can see what they're doing. We can see what their meaning is. So if they're trying to talk in secret to other members of Illuminati around the world and other elites, we can look at it and go, huh, yeah, we know what you're doing. We know that you're planning another false flag, red flag. We know that, you know, you have made a sacrifice to the devil through this particular date, and things like that. So basically, it's very, very hard to explain, actually. I've never had to try it, but I had a lot of problems with it. I had a lot of problems with it on waking up, because the first things I was seeing when I woke up was an owl, the eye of Horus, all of that sort of thing, which is all Illuminati symbols, but originally they were not Illuminati symbols. Originally, they were for the illuminated ones. They were for us that are awake with our third eye open. So even though their third eye is open as well, they're using it for dark stuff. But now we can see the light and we can also see the dark, and we make that balance in between, and that's it. So our guides, our angels, our higher selves are pointing out sometimes, making us become aware of that, so we can see dangers around us. Because once we can see the dangers, sometimes we get a fear of something and we don't know what the hell we're fearing. We don't know why we're scared. We're just scared. Once you can see through it and actually see why you think you're in danger, or what you think this perceived fear is, once you actually understand that, it's not a fear anymore, because you understand it, because you can see it. It's the things that you can't see that you fear. It's the unknown which you fear the most. So whereas they use it for the dark, we're using it to try and put out the darkness, to shine we're shining the light on those sort of things and bringing those to light, because once they're brought to light, they're not dark anymore. So I might have to do a whole separate video on this, because it is very complicated, especially most of you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is complicated, and I need to probably do a video where I can explain it better in a more coherent way. But basically, we're all using the same thing, but they use it for the dark side, we use it for the light side, and we don't do child sacrifices or murder or red flags or anything like that. But because we're awake, because our angels and guides are guiding us, they make us aware of, we can actually see these things now, and we can see the hidden meaning behind things. I know what the meaning is behind seeing an owl in their language, or behind seeing the Eye of Horus in their language, and it's all satanic ritual, it's all dark magic, and a lot of us use us as light workers. I mean, we light candles. I use tarot cards which are actually very, very much related to the Bible. If you go through, people have said to me, oh, the tarot cards are dark and they're satanic and they're evil and everything, but they're actually very much linked to the Bible. Judgment, death card, temperance, Hierophant. These are all things that are mentioned throughout the Bible, and the tarot cards are just life lessons that you learn. It's life's journey. That is what a pack of tarot cards is. It's life's journey and the things that come up within that life journey, and the best advice that they can give you on how to deal with the energies that come up. So that is probably a separate video. It's very difficult to explain. It took me long enough to get my head around it as I was waking up. I did go back and forth for a little bit, thinking, oh my God, oh no, I'm evil. No, not at all. So it is going to be a separate video on that one. But thank you for asking. I hope I've explained it a little bit. But we are awakened in order to be able to see what the dark side are doing and become aware of that. And it's by doing that and by being able to see what they're doing, we can alert others to it, and we can slowly awaken others to it as well. There are going to be fundamental changes within this world over the next few years, and the more of us that are awake, the more we outnumber the dark, the ones that think they've got one over on us because they're the only one that knows this secret. But the fact is, we all know it once we're awake. But we use it for good. We use it for helping. We use it for service to others instead of service to self. So, blimey, totally separate video on that one. Christina Lindsay on the Scorpio April reading, you're right on, because you're ready to jump into the unknown with a total relocation. Excited and scared. You are actually, she says, I am moving to start a healing centre for abused women with a friend of mine. We have a master plan, but we want help. We want to help them using alternative. Do you know what? That is a fantastic idea. It's something I actually thought of when I was waking up. Do you remember me going on about we need a community, and we need a community away from everybody else with a healing centre and help for abused women? And I went through all that on my awakening, and that is an amazing thing to do. If you need any help with it, or you need any publicising or anything like that, Christina, get in touch. I'll see what I can do. Okay, but fantastic. Stick with it, because giving alternative therapies to abused women, and I was an abused woman, a lot of us were in the past, a lot of us unfortunately are still going through it. There is not enough help, and abused men as well, don't forget that. There's not enough help out there for you. There's not enough help out there for us. A lot of us had to go through it on our own. try and figure it out on our own. A lot of abused women have just never healed from it. They're still going through it. They still have nightmares. They still have fears. But by using alternative therapies, instead of sticking them on pharmaceuticals, instead of putting them on antidepressants, which make you feel suicidal, which drag you down and put you to sleep even more, is an amazing, wonderful, wonderful thing, Christina. So if you need any help with that, in any way whatsoever, drop me a line, give me an email, and I'll see what I can do with that. So, and I'll put a little like there as well. And also I will just put a quick note. Listen to my April Q and A. Because obviously I know not everybody who's subscribed to me watches the Q&A, because I can go on with myself a little bit, and you know, a lot of the time I'm just saying thank you to people that have commented, and I appreciate so much the people that comment. I really, really do. So thank you. Now I am looking for a specific email from somebody who I can't find it. Right, Lisa Ann on Virgo for April. Hello Husky Light, is the video a new feature to your channel too? And is there something we're missing of the main points of the meaning of each card in our readings? I don't know if it's just me, but it seems to be very vague. Just want to know if we need to go to Vimeo to make more sense or come together, for the reading to come together, but grateful for your time. If a particular reading doesn't resonate with you that month, then it's not going to resonate, and it will just seem vague to you, because you won't be able to connect to anything in that reading. They are general readings, so they're not always going to resonate with you. If you go to Vimeo video, there are more messages on there. Simply, you know, I've drawn an extra 3 cards out for each sign, and it has either brought out a similar meaning that could bring a reading together for you if you resonate with it, or it's going to bring out completely different messages that come out for you. So in all honesty, if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't, check out your rising sign, check out your moon sign as well. They're not going to do every month, and that doesn't mean I'm crap. That just means they don't resonate with you for this month. That's it. You know, I watch other readers as well on YouTube, and you know, I can watch Pamela George, or I can watch RuneScopes, and one month I can watch it and go, that is absolutely bang on for me, and the next month I can watch it and think, oh, a load of crap, that doesn't mean anything to me, and it just simply doesn't resonate with me for that month. Doesn't mean that the reader's bad or anything. It means that maybe if I go and check out my rising sign and my moon sign, because maybe I'm acting more like that this month depending on planetary actions, then that would mean a lot more to me. But again, the only way to get is to go and get a personal reading from me and do it that way. So but thank you. EJ Edwards. Mercury retrograde is creating havoc with all mechanical items. We know you're a great reader. Thank you for your efforts. Yeah, everyone's cars breaking down, everyone's computers going, everybody is just having times with it. And we've only just come into the shadow of Mercury retrograde. I think it's the 28th of April. We're actually fully in Mercury retrograde. So how many deep breaths will we need to take this month? It might be quite a few, I think, before we're done. Lisa Dabler, thank you for doing your readings with your son's mobile. My son wasn't that pleased. He didn't really want me to have his mobile. But dedicated and adorable from one mum to another. Thank you. Now, Maria Martinez Pison. Now, I did an interview with her a few weeks ago. She's the witch in France, and she's beautiful. She's amazing, and she works with disabled children, and she's really good. My angel power cards for last week. She says, according to Kabbalistic tradition, the lunar year starts from the first new moon of the season of Aries, which is the 7th of April. It is said that the first 12 days of this new cycle correspond and influence the following 12 months. And we can use this magic period to work on our blocks and fears, face challenges, and make changes in our lives. And you can find some tips, and she's put a link as well, so if you go to last week's angel cards and want to look at it, the link's there to have a look at this. So that is really interesting to know. Actually, it's something I didn't know, because I don't particularly follow sort of Kabbalistic tradition, but it's really interesting to know that those first 12 days from the 7th of April, from that new moon, can influence the next 12 months. I'm trying to remember what I did in that first 12 days. Let's hope it was good. And this is what we say about staying positive, though. You know, working on blocks and fears, facing challenges, making changes, getting rid of people in your lives that don't serve you. And I think there was quite a lot of that. I think a lot of us, if we're very intuitive, we sort of automatically sort of pick up on stuff like that and then do it without knowing that we're doing it, and then only find out later or after the fact that, oh, actually I was doing the right thing. That's why I was clearing out the cupboards. That's why I split up with this relationship or whatever, because we're picking up on the energies of the new moon with Aries. So it's really good. But if you want to go and look at the link, and it's Maria Martinez Puison, it's angel cards for last week. She's down in the comments. Hi Maria. Right, I can't say the name. Unanendigo. Bless you, you know who I'm talking about. On my twin flames video, she says, I want to correct something. You said that not everybody on this planet is a twin flame, and I guess you know, I know what you mean by that, but in truth everybody is and has a twin flame, but not everybody has an incarnated twin flame. Anyway, nice video. Completely agree with you on that. Not everybody has a twin flame in the physical, but everybody probably has a twin flame. But I think the people that are awakening on a twin flame journey, they will have one eventually in the physical, whether they're not in the physical yet and they're coming down, or they've already met them and they're in the physical. We have a twin flame, and that's it. Otherwise we would not be awakened to the fact we were on a twin flame journey in the first place. You know, some people live quite happily with a soulmate, get married to them, and live the rest of their lives with a soulmate, never knowing what a twin flame is, never realizing what is, because that's not their path. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not their path in this lifetime. And they may even, like you said, everybody has a twin flame that isn't in the physical. Maybe they do have a twin flame up there, but again, they're not aware of it, or they've not been told about it. They've not been awakened to it. So it's only the ones that have been awakened to the twin flame journey who are on the twin flame journey in this lifetime. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you to a point on that one. If you're not aware that you have a twin flame, don't worry about it, because that's not the path that you're on. You could be on a path where you're with a soulmate in a happy marriage and a really happy life for the rest of your life, and that's really good as well. That doesn't mean you're any less of a light worker or anything. We're still light workers. If you're awake, we're still earth angels. We're just on slightly different paths, but all going in the same direction. So we're still all working together. We're all still working for the same cause. We're still spreading light into the world. We're just doing it in slightly different ways, but we'll still get we still all want to get to the same destination, which is happiness, which is peace on earth, and a lot of changes on this earth as well. Right, I'm not going to go through all of these, but somebody else in Sliders, Yasmin E, has also said that it's been happening to her ever since she was a little girl, and you always thought it was fun and cool, and it still happens. And finally looked it up, and there are others that are out there, which is great. It is. Right, somebody asked me a question, I can't find it, but they asked me, what is intuition and how do we know that we've got it? That's going to be a separate video, I think, because that's quite a hard question as well to go through. But basically, intuition is that gut feeling that you've got. It's using your third eye. It's using your sixth sense. It's not working off your normal senses. It's working off your sixth sense, which is your pineal gland, which is your third eye. Intuition is the only way I can explain it quickly, because we all have it. It's instinct. Animals have it big time. It enables us to know what's good, know where there's danger, know if somebody's telling the truth, know if something is good. And a lot of people, and it's your inner voice, it's listening to your inner voice and not ignoring it. That's your inner voice is your intuition. And a lot of people who are still asleep just they completely ignore their inner voice. They just think it's I don't know what they think it is, but they don't trust themselves enough to listen to their inner voice. Okay? Another way of explaining intuition is in an extreme way, because I would imagine no matter whether you're asleep or whether you're awake, this example you would know. It's intuition at its extreme. If you walked in to a darkened room on your own and there was a mad axeman with a mask on in the corner, with a big axe or a big machete like this, you would feel that as soon as you walked in the room. You may not be able to see anything around you because you're in a darkened room, but you would be able to feel the menace, the danger, the psychotic vibes coming from this mad axeman in the corner. The hairs on the back of your neck would stand up. You would stop still in your tracks. You would suddenly think, danger, 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 even if you don't know where it's coming from. That's your intuition. And that would be your intuition screaming at you to get out of that room as quickly as possible. That's intuition at its extreme. And I hope none of us are ever in that situation. But I'm using that as an example because no matter how asleep you are, that sort of situation, the energy coming from that person would be so strong. You would feel it. You would know it. That also is your gut instinct, your intuition. And you would use that because your inner voice would be screaming, get out. And at that point, you would listen to your inner voice and go. And obviously your inner voice works in a lot more subtle ways, in all different kinds of ways. But a lot of people just ignore it. Whereas if you went with it and listened to it, then you would be guided down the right path and guided in the right way. Plenty of times, you know, you've had that little voice go off in your head saying, don't go that way. And you completely ignore it, but you go that way anyway because you've ignored the little voice, and you go down the road and you realise there's been an accident or there's a big, huge traffic jam down there. And you think, why did I not listen to myself? Why did I not do that? Why did I ignore it and go that way anyway? Why did I not think, okay, and go the other way? And trust yourself, trust your higher self. So that, I'm going to do a separate video on this as well, but that in a nutshell is your intuition. It's using that other sense, your sixth sense, to be able to judge a situation, instead of just relying on your logic and your 3D mind. So I hope that one helps. How long have I been on? 49 minutes. I think that's probably enough. If I've not mentioned your name, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for everything. Malleave, Jen Rinaldi, Maris of Simpleton, Laurie Ziegler, Salam Morad, who else is on here? Liz Zeraldo, Sharon Teo, Alex Basil, Nina Robbins, Colleen Lindsay, everything. Thank you. And everybody else who I haven't mentioned that has put comments down. It's quite difficult to go through them all. So that's a couple of separate videos that I've got to do, which might be quite interesting, hopefully. And thank you. Anyone who wants to ask questions or whatever, just remember, just ask them. As I say, I'll do a Q&A or I'll do a separate video on them, depending on what they are. But I will go. I was going to do this quickly. I thought, because I put the kids' dinner in the oven. I thought I'll do this while the kids' dinner's in the oven. So it's probably burning by now. But anyway, thank you to everybody. This channel is nothing without you. You know that. I am nothing without you. You are my support system, just as much as hopefully I am your support system as well. So absolutely, thank you. I love all of you, and I will speak to you soon. Mid-month readings will be out in the next couple of days. Namaste, blessings and light, and I will speak to you soon. All right, bye.